Please don't shoot.
Yo, what's the word? It's your boy 16. If you like the content on this channel, I want to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell for post notifications. Also, I got a website at www.16shotonvisuals.com. But that's enough of me talking. Let's get to what y'all came to see. What's the word? Let people know we got on 16 Shot on Visuals.
Blessings, it's your boy Korporate.
For sure. First thing I want to ask you is the meaning of your name, or where did you get it from?
I came up with Korporate when I was in college. That's when I first knew okay, I want to be a rapper, woo woo. So I'm like, well shit, I gotta come up with a name that really describe me. And I'm like, well shit, I always been about business, so corporate. Even when I was in high school, you know what I'm saying, I'm selling candy and CDs and shit. I was professional about that shit, selling CDs. My folks could pay extra to get next day service, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I was coming. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna call myself Korporate, and then shit, I'm gonna spell it with a K because I'm different, woo type shit.
Okay. So you done that started out, you know how they got the YouTube memberships and shit, you done had your own little
For sure.
So how old are you?
I'll be 35 in November.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
I'm my mama.
You originally from Chicago?
Yes, sir.
So you speak on what area you grew up in?
During my elementary school years, I was out west. I went to Spencer, and then my mama had got a new job, moved us out to Country Club Hills. I was at Prairie Hills for 8th grade, Hillcrest for my freshman and sophomore year, but then mama fell upon hard times. It happens. We moved back to the city. I was on 113th and Wentworth, and then that's when I went to COLLABS. Yeah, graduated from COLLABS, and then after that, 79th and Honorary, 79th and Wood, 71st and Drexel. I was right there in the pocket for a little second. I was over there on Colfax a lot. 79th and Colfax, I was staying over there for a little second. 70th and Paxton. Yeah, that's the last place in the city I was staying at.
You was all around this motherfucker.
For sure.
So, you know, how was that? Because I know a lot of people who, when they move around like that, especially as kids, it'd be hard to keep friends, because it'd be you go here, then you go there, then you go there, and it'd be was it like that for you, or you kind of had a decent?
I want to say after college, or during college, is when I really realized that friends is overrated for real. So I wasn't really too concerned about having partners wherever I was at. I had the same motherfuckers I was fucking with, you know what I'm saying, woo. So wherever I moved at, that's just what it was. Because I was staying over there on 70th and Paxton, but I ain't know nobody over there. But that's just where I was at, shit. When I was over there in the pocket, shit, I ain't know nobody over there, but that's where I was at type shit, so, yeah.
So you know, how was it coming up over there, in the pocket? You know, I be hearing a lot of crazy stories about Pocket Town, a lot of, you know, just hood shit type shit.
For sure, no, they definitely got it cracking over there, but I was out the way.
For sure.
I did my shot there. I started the videos in 2015, I was over there. And some of my older videos, you can see Gary Comp in the background.
So do you still stay in the city?
Hell no.
When did you move, if you don't mind speaking about it?
2019.
So
it just came to a certain point where it's just I realized and I think that was the same year I had worked with AT&T when they had my face on the billboards around the city and shit. Nah, my fucks gotta get the fuck on. You hear me?
See, I didn't see the billboard shit. I just seen the AT&T shit. I'm damn, what the fuck
sure.
they got going on?
Yeah, Lolo, yeah, they had me all over the city. My fucks sending me pictures. My shit was popping up on the bus stops and the airport. Yeah, it was lit. Shout out to AT&T for sure.
How did that come about? Did they reach out to you, or did you?
Yeah, they reached out to me. They had this campaign, 773, Codes of Culture. And I think one of the main topics was about rewriting the narrative. And they reached out to me as a result of me being one of the leading forces behind rewriting the narrative of the city and helping to eliminate that stigma that we got hovering over the land. So they was drawing off of me real tough. So it was a decent ass little project. Cole Bennett was on it too. Saba, But I remember Saba being a part of it too. Shout out to Saba. Shout out to Cole.
That name familiar. Who was Saba?
A rapper. Pivot Game.
Pivot Game?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah, he
know.
be doing this shit.
I'm gonna have to look him up because I for sure that name just ring a bell for some reason.
Hell yeah, he be doing this shit for sure.
So how was that for you, having like a company like AT&T reach out to you? Because I don't know no other than this person.
Oh, God.
AT&T.
It's a milestone, you know. It just showed the fruits of your labor. You put in so much work for such a period of time, and you'll have like a large entity like that reaching out and they drawing. That's who got me verified on Instagram, to keep it $1.25 with you. Shit. The lady, one of the execs over there, they was like, "Corporate's not verified." My manager was like, "Nah." I remember by the next day by noon, that motherfucker popped up. I'm damn. So definitely shout out to AT&T. I appreciate it.
See, I always knew like certain people be having them strings to pull, because like a lot of people be saying it take a long time to process this and that, but like I noticed people who be like locked in with labels, they know how to make it happen.
For sure, because they got those publicist portals.
Yeah.
The portals, they be going in and submitting a request.
Or even like athletes, a lot of them like they'll be nigga with 3,000 followers.
Yeah.
But yeah, athlete need verified.
For sure. Even when we getting verified on Twitter, publicist I work with, her name Teresa, she got me verified on Twitter. So definitely shout out to her. She did a lot of work with Herb and Zay. So yeah, she raw for that.
For sure. Speaking of publicists, you know, like I run a business too, but like, you know, motherfucker coming straight from like the hood, a lot of shit motherfucker not really aware of. So it's like you will hear the term publicist, you will hear this and that. Can you explain exactly like what a publicist does for you?
Publicists, from what I understand, is more so their purpose is to get whatever you got in front of as many people as possible. They really work a lot with the marketing aspect of things. Getting your shit on the blogs, you know what I'm saying, woo. Some publicists got more pull than others, so they could, you know what I'm saying, really get busy, but, you know, get you them write-ups. You know, motherfuckers be having them write-ups, them interviews and shit, woo, like just getting your project out there. They really be helping to get your projects out there and shit, or in a lot of cases, just helping to get you in whatever the fuck you got going on out there. So them publicists is definitely, they necessary, for sure.
So how does it work with them? Like, is it something where like they get a percentage, or is like you pay them?
Pay them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
So, you know, earlier you had spoke on moving out the city once, you know, your face is everywhere, shit like that. Was it other situations that made you feel like you had to move? Like any like negative energy type shit, or was just like you just thought ahead before it could even?
Yeah, thinking ahead, you know, it was a lot of situations that it could have been some, but it wasn't, for one reason or another. God's grace, this, that. But I realized early in, like my videos really started taking off in 2016. I had a situation in 2016 that let me know like I need to start being conscious of how I'm moving and not be on foot patrol so much, and, you know, just recognize where I'm at, like type shit.
So when did you really like say to yourself like, damn, I'm famous? Because I know a lot of people, it'd be like, you don't really know when you're really famous for real. Because you see views and shit, but it'd be like, you will still go outside sometime, feel regular, but whole time, people really looking at you a whole nother way. Like, when did you realize like, damn, I'm famous?
You know, that famous word, motherfuckers use that shit loosely for real.
For sure.
I never really fucked with the famous word, nor did I fuck with the celebrity word. But as far as me realizing like, damn, I have established a significant level of notoriety, that would probably have been shit within the first year for real. I'm stepping outside, motherfuckers on God, woo, like just on that. And even with that first instance that let me know, like I gotta watch how I move, it was a little situation that I had at the McDonald's on 79th and Yates. Motherfuckers tried to get on there with me. And now that, you know what I'm saying, years later, I think about it like even now, like I'm cool with Herb, like, you know what I'm saying, woo, like, and some of his homies. But at that time, like, I want to say it was them No Limit niggas that was finna get on my ass that day. For real, for real. And I remember one of them walked up to me, they was like, hey, ain't you buddy that be doing them little videos, woo woo? I'm like, yeah. He was like, sure. Hey, why you be doing that goofy ass shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how motherfuckers be when they on dummy. Like, I'm like, nah, ain't nothing goofy about what I'm doing. And he, yeah, woo type shit. So the motherfuckers that's around him, like, they just like, it's like motherfuckers getting in formation. Now I'm trying to play shit cool. I'm just like, okay. Like, I go place my order. I see fool trying to like get behind me, like, you know what I'm saying, so he could, but like I'm not making that an easy situation for you to sneak me. So I get my food. Right before I get my food, everybody go outside. I'm like, okay, I know what they on. I step outside like, shit, it just is what it is. Woo woo. And when I stepped outside, I would have to say that's one of the instances where God's grace probably stepped in, because I think, if I remember correctly, 12 came down the block and everybody just dispersed. We gone, woo woo. And I'm like, damn. Shit could have got ugly just that quick, because it had to be like 7, 8, 9, 10 you hear me? And they could have just got on that just because I ain't never met now a day in my life, but you know, that's how that shit goes sometimes. So even with that instance, I felt like that was God tapping me on my shoulder, like, and I hear you, woo type shit. So yeah,
It's crazy. I had a similar situation, but they ain't know who I was. And bro, I wasn't even doing interviews. I was a shorty.
yeah.
And I believe it was the brain dead niggas. The only reason I say that because the area we was in.
Oh, yeah.
they got out on us when we was shorties. I don't take that shit personal. It was some real kid shit type shit. But that's my cousin Tunchi fault, man. You listen that motherfucking jam, man. You talking about something? I'm good over here. This man, they ain't know you, man. No, I'm playing. They knew him though, but they ain't get no fuck.
Right. On my mom. It'd be like that.
Okay, they like shit. You cool? Who's them?
Right. For sure.
So you know, before you moved though, how did you manage to stay safe? Like, was it certain things you did? Like, if you could give people like a, you know, do's and don't as far as in Chicago.
It's really all about how you move for real. I think one of the main reasons why I've been blessed enough not to be in, you know what I'm saying, so many fucked up situations is because of how I move, and like, I don't make it where I attract that type of energy. I'm not out here woofing, like doing a lot of extra shit. I don't do a lot of kicking it. Like, I'm put up, like I work, woo, like I don't be mixing with crowds. Like, for the most part, I mind my business. Like, and just stick to the script. So, you know, motherfuckers be trying to be too cool and trying to, you know what I'm saying, woo, like, and that's how shit start. Like, when you popping out too much, if you ask me, you get to popping out too much, you just increasing the probability of being in a situation that, how you thinking like, damn, I should have stayed in the crib type shit, so.
For sure. So, you know, what you been so positive shit like that, and your, and you know, your, I don't know if you want to call them skits or, because it seems like I wouldn't call it a skit, it's a little more than that down there.
Productions,
you know?
at this point, for sure.
Like, you really direct, because you direct this shit, right? Yeah, so you really directing this shit, like, what you doing that shit, and it's like, you know, showing the city like in a good light type shit. What's the reaction you get? Like, is it all love, or do you still gotta like deal with some of the politics as far as the city? Because you know how it's split. So sometimes you work with a certain person, and it just fucks up relationships.
For sure. You know, Black Chicago be like videos. These are the visions of the culture of the city, both past and present. So, you know, with me being a neutral point in the city, one of my main objectives is to unify Chicago. So I'm reaching out to different sides. It can be stressful. It's very stressful for real, and in some situations it could put me in danger. Now, as far as politics, I try to keep my ear to what's going on because I need to know. It's very important for me to know, especially with me working with people. I don't want to have the wrong people in the room at the same time because motherfuckers fuck with me. So they trust in me to, like, you know what I'm saying, they'll slide. And then next thing you know, I got somebody else sliding and then woo woo. So even when I'm doing shit, a lot of times I got to check, like, I got woo woo a part of this too. You not into it with a issue, like, you know what I'm saying, type shit. But there was a situation some years ago. This is an example of me having to be cognizant of the politics of street life in Chicago. So I was on Stony, I was shooting a video in front of Stony Sub. I'm out there getting to it, and somebody had came up to me. They like, hey, Korporate, woo woo. I'm like, well, damn. They put the phone in my face like somebody want to talk to you. And when I looked at the phone, it was Mubu Crump. I'm like, oh, okay, bless, it's woo woo. He was letting me know, like, man, I'm rocking with everything you got going on. That shit raw as hell, woo, I'm blessed, I appreciate it, woo woo. He was like, man, shit, let me know motherfucker you get in the video, woo woo type shit. I'm like, on God, for sure, woo woo. Motherfuckers chopped it up and got off the line. Now, this is how deep, like, shit can get as far as street politics, right? Now, Dirk's manager, I believe, one of his old managers, I believe he was murdered in front of Stony Sub. And after that, there was a situation involving Crump that went viral that was, it was a situation that was disrespectful in association with the death of Dirk's manager, which I believe his name was Chino. So even with me having to be aware of what's going on, just picture, hey Crump, hey, pull up, you can get in this, woo woo. Now I got him in a video at Stony Sub where he did something disrespectful in association with Dirk's people that can cause some tension. And I've been and fucked around and been a part of some shit or beef that I had nothing to do with. So it's like, even with me being aware of that, like, you know what I'm saying, I gotta move a certain way. It's a lot of shit that's going on in Chicago. I can't keep up with everything, but I try to keep my ear to what's going on as much as possible so that I can know how to maneuver to keep the peace, not only amongst the people that I'm working with, but shit, keep the peace with myself type shit. So the shit, it can get stressful. The politics in Chicago is something different. Sure. But, you know, one day at a time with that shit.
I feel you on that too, cause like I had to learn that shit too. Like for the most part, I knew a lot of shit, but how you say it's a big ass city.
Yeah.
So I really know like just what I know, mostly like out south of shit. But like even shooting certain videos with certain shit going on, like I had to learn like to really educate myself, cause I do some shit and not even know I just put myself in some shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But that was like early on. I feel like now for the most part, I still don't know everything, because there's a lot of shorties that's coming up, new shit. I don't know what be going on.
For sure.
Yeah. So how long does it take you to make the videos you be coming up with?
Yeah, as far as the recording process, it could be one weekend, about 2 or 3 days, or it could span across 2 or 3 weeks. And that being maybe because the availability for a location, or the availability of actors, or let's just say I shoot a scene on Sunday and it's sunny and I gotta get the next scene, but I don't get another sunny day. I have to wait until it's sunny again to maintain that continuity. I really can only record on the weekends and in the early part of the week because I have my children during the latter part of the week. Every week, I make sure to allocate that time for them. My schedule is fucking crazy, so it's like the time that I have for them, I have my babies at my house, like I make sure to do that unless I gotta go out of town or I got some shit going on. So it's just like, you know, with them being children, like I just wanna, I don't want that to be a common thing amongst their childhood where, you know, daddy wasn't around. I'm a real active father, so I make sure to put that time in. So I be having to get my work done before I pick them up again, because once I pick up my babies, it's over with. They not finna let me work in there. Plus, I don't like being in the streets working with them. Yeah. Like if anything happened, I prefer to be by myself with, you know what I'm saying, my homies, woo, like, and if I do gotta go on the streets with them, then you know, usually I have motherfuckers around or I have armed security. So, yeah.
What's up? So what about like the editing process? Because I heard you edit your videos too, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I could be sitting in a chair 12, 16 hours, and then and that could span across 2 days. So it's usually like long stints for about 2 days, and that's including me piecing the clips together, coloring, narrating, and then adding whatever effects, sound effects, text messages popping up and everything, woo, so I could be able to drop.
So when did you get into like the video editing and learning about, you know, color grading and all that type of stuff?
I invested in camera equipment in 2020. I had been using my phone from 2015 to 2020. So actually October 2019. And during the last quarter of the year of 2019, YouTube University logged in. Okay. My first camera, Sony A7 III, 50 millimeter Sony lens. And I believe some G Master lenses. I think my first G Master lens was an 85 millimeter G Master lens. So from that point on, I'm just on YouTube. It was a lot of trial and error. So between 2020 is when the top of 2020 is when I released the first video under the Professional Camera Act. So between 2020 and, you know what I'm saying, now, color grading and everything came in, and even then I ain't even gonna hold you, like I'm still kind of learning that color grade, and I'm kind of doing the coloring on like a basic level where I really adjust the saturation and the color under the exposure and throw a LUT on there. Oh, yeah. Take those together collectively and create that look that I'm looking for. Now that color wheel and that woo-wop, motherfucker still got some researching to do with my mama.
Yeah, so what you know and all that, if you wanted to, you really could like shoot music videos.
Actually, Cold View Films, he shoot my music videos, but I've been kind of interning under him to learn how to shoot the videos. My last video, Bitch Back, I colored that, put the scenes in order, did all that on my own. He came through and put the sauce in. You know, the difference between motherfuckers that do music videos and content is a whole different type of world, because how I put the content together, he be like, damn. But how he put the transitions and the shit that motherfuckers just be knowing what transitions to put in, because that make a video a lot of times. He got the sauce with that shit, so I'm still learning from him with that shit. So he put the sauce on that motherfucker. But I've been doing my shit with the music videos for sure too.
Okay. So what made you start doing the films and the skits and shit like that?
It was an attempt to market my music. Yep, I've been a rapper. I'm still a rapper. Like, I'm a rapper by the high, like putting words together. Like, that's what I do. Shit, the reason that the scripts and the videos are so effective is because of my ability to rap. It's a lot of word association. I be spitting G in them raps, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just me speaking poetry for real. Like, one example I like to use is I had a video. I walked up to a girl and she had like a bubble jacket on, one of them shiny bubble jackets on. And I'm just like, damn, shorty, what shit? Since you got on a garbage bag, you should let me take you out. That's poetry. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I spit a lot of poetic shit in these videos. That ain't nothing but rap. So yeah, type shit. I was trying to get my music off the ground and shit blew up way bigger than I thought. Shit, so it's fake in the forefront, but I'm still strategically pushing my music because that's what my heart at. But I done kind of stumbled into a love and an appreciation for film and directing and acting and editing and shit. So yeah. So
did your first skit you did it like do numbers right away?
Hell no. When I started doing skits in 2015, the first Chicago Niggas Be Like video didn't come until January 6th, 2016. So between April 2015 and January 2016, motherfuckers it wasn't too much noise being made. It wasn't too much thundercloud or rattle. Like, I feel like one of my most viral videos during that period of time in between was the most viral video, was a video I did with my oldest baby, Brazil, where we was sitting in the car. It's called Strap Up. Real simple, like, concept. I get in the car, she's sitting in the back of her booster seat, and I turn around like, hey, Brazil, put your seatbelt on. She like, why? I'm like, so you can be safe, now strap up. And she like, you don't strap up. And as I'm putting my seatbelt on, I'm like, yes I do. She like, how was I born in? Shit went fucking nuts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, every motherfucker posted, DL Hughley, Lisa Ray, Ricky Smiley, like, that motherfucker was everywhere. But whole time, that was the first time I learned about the importance of watermarking your shit. On my mama, I didn't watermark my shit, so I missed out on a lot of traffic from that shit.
I know a lot of people go through that shit.
For sure,
that
for
shit,
sure.
It's like, it feel good because you going viral, but it's like,
Yeah,
damn,
motherfuckers don't know where to find you, yeah.
So was there anybody, or is there anybody that you get like any inspiration from?
When I first started, I remember watching Shaky. Shaky was fucking them up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to Shaky. And he was getting millions on the regular. And I remember just trying to get on his level, like seeing his content, appreciating the relatability, and just how like Shaky's a natural. That nigga naturally funny. He don't have to try. He don't, you know what I'm saying, woo type shit, like, and just seeing how he was coming. And that just that was an inspiration for me to just keep pushing and just keep working so that my shit spread like that. And I remember seeing Skimbone a little bit at some point. I didn't really see a lot of him until I had already started, and then we ended up linking up and shit like that, so yeah.
For sure. So how's your relationship with, you know, like the people, like your peers, when it comes to like the people that do similar content as you?
For sure. Nah, I fuck with everybody. I love everybody for real, for real. I put in work with pretty much everybody for real. Skimbone, you know, me and him have a personal relationship. I speak with him regularly. We kind of got a competition going on. Iron sharpens iron type situations. As much as I be putting belt to that nigga ass, like, I'm still always willing to help that nigga in any way that I can and call him and let like, shit, you should do this, do that, woo, woo. But, you know, Skimbone know what the fuck going on. Now, I will give him his props. Facebook, he be doing his shit. TikTok, like, you know what I'm saying, woo, woo. He been trying to, you know, get his feet wetted to the YouTube community. Meanwhile, in Chicago, but, you know, we can go look at the numbers on that. See how far that's got him. But, you know, definitely shout out to Skimbone, man. Keep trying, little tyke. Yeah.
So do you be rocking with the Facebook and stuff too, or you just mainly?
Yeah, I mainly be on YouTube, Instagram. I be trying to keep up with the skits. The Black Chicago Be Like videos take so much fucking time. Like, it's hard for me to really be dropping content everywhere, but I'ma always have an appreciation and love for Facebook because that's where my shit started at. I ain't even get on YouTube until 2018, but I was on Facebook first, and that's why I got the most followers on Facebook. I got 2.6 million on Facebook, so my Facebook traffic and my fan base is always gonna be there, you know what I'm saying? So I be rocking still, but YouTube, I really be getting busy on that, and Instagram, I be trying to do my Y2C on that, for sure.
Okay. So, you know, a lot of people, they struggle to monetize like Instagram, or even sometimes just like the things they do. Like, what's ways you monetize it?
Instagram, well, shit, I still ain't got monetized for reals, for real. They just, I guess they just choosy lovers with that, for real. But Instagram does have a particular purpose as far as revenue, and Instagram can determine how much motherfuckers pay you for shit.
For sure.
So the traffic that you got going on there, the fact whether you verified or not, all that can contribute to the price that you giving motherfuckers for different services and shit like that. So, and then of course, like promo posts, like, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker charge me for a main feed post. All my main feed promo posts is only for 24 hours. So, you know, motherfuckers can pay me for that. They'll pay me for a story post. So I get some chop out of it.
So saying you had like a promotion with the Rush card?
It's current.
Yeah, current.
Oh God, for sure.
How did that come about?
They reached out whole time. Shit, I think I've been they've been rocking with me for like 2-3 years or something like that. I'm definitely one of their top influencers. A lot of companies rock with me. because of my marketing strategy being is organic. When I incorporate people's product and services into the videos, you don't even know it's promo to the end of the video. I done just sold your dumb ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? The companies, they be drawing off that shit. So I've established some deep relationships with some companies. One of the main ones being Jerk 48. Like at this point, Jerk 48 is a tourist attraction. Yeah. Like when I slide up to Jerk 48, it be motherfuckers fresh off the road, fresh off the flight, like just coming to eat that just because they done seen that shit in the videos. And they be like, damn, I ain't expect to really run into you over here, woo type shit. So yeah, Jerk 48, shout out to Jerk 48. I've been working with them shit since I wanna say 2018 maybe 2017 for real. During the time when I was really hustling and trying to come up shit, they was helping me keep food on the table for sure.
It's crazy because I had asked the fans some of the questions, and one of the questions they asked about Jerk 48 is like, ask them, is it really that good?
Oh no, for sure. That jerk chicken and shrimp Alfredo, that shit a hit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be having mixed reviews as far as how they feel about this dish and that dish, but I'm personally merching that jerk chicken and shrimp Alfredo, that shit, and them fucking lamb chops too. Them jerk lamb chops, them motherfuckers a hit too. Motherfuckers, shit, pull up shit. Fuck wrong with y'all, bro.
Another fan question they had asked is like, where you find a woman for your video?
I think that's one of the like top questions motherfuckers be asking me. Like, they be around. I think on average, the bad bitches be put up. Like, you're not gonna see them on the bus stop. Fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? They be put up. They pop out, you be like, damn, shorty, where you been? Woo. Like, I be trying to pull from that inventory on my mama, like, you know what I'm saying? On my mama.
What's one of your next biggest projects you're working on?
Black Chicago be like the movie. Motherfuckers been wanting that for quite some time, so I've had conversation with BET, so motherfuckers trying to see what's to that shit.
For sure. You ever consider doing anything with like Netflix?
If the opportunity presents itself, I had a little situation with a project with Netflix that they had coming out, but the terms and conditions that the production company had in place, like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to turn that down. I think that's one of the most important things is understanding your value and never letting nobody play with that shit. So even though it was an opportunity for me to be on a major platform like Netflix and really expand my name, that shit wasn't right, and it wasn't paying as much respect to my brand and what I have to offer as I feel like it should have, so I had to get up out of there.
So what would you call yourself if you gave yourself like a title with all the things you do?
A musician and entertainer, for the most part. I know a lot of times motherfuckers be putting a comedian label on me, and quite honestly, I empathize with why they would do that, but in actuality, I'm just a good screenwriter. I know how to entertain. Like, I know what's funny and what motherfuckers could relate to, so it's just like, I understand that, like, not everybody that know how to cook is a chef. So, you know what I'm saying, I just know how to cook.
I'll be saying the same thing about like the rapping, because I don't really, people be thinking like, oh, he just couldn't make it in rapping and want to do it, and it's like, I ain't never want to be one for real, it's just like I do it from time to time.
Yeah,
like, you know, I like to hear it.
For sure.
Like most of the songs I got, I just never even put out, I just do it for me.
Yeah, most definitely.
Are there any other things you want to venture into, like outside of the norm?
Definitely want to get into different business ventures. I want to see what's to a restaurant situation and a few other things. But this film, I'm really trying to grow that. I know in the future I plan on like dropping like short movies and shit, like just dropping them bitches under like the Tyler Perry Act. And I'm talking about productions where you can hear everybody talking and it's written and directed by me, because I feel like my writing is nasty. Like, I be fucking them up on the scripts. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because ain't no scripts for real. Everything is off the top. Whenever we do these videos, I don't know what's about to be said until the camera is elevated. Then I'm like, I say this, woo, type shit. And I feel like that's like one of the, for me, it allows the shit to be fresh and just organic and natural. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, type shit.
Yeah, that's hard. I was just about to ask you like how long it take to write it, but you saying
off the top. Yeah, my raps, my writing in the videos, everything is off the top, for sure.
So when the people talk back, are they saying what they say, or you telling them what they say too?
Nah, I'm telling them what to say, how to look, the body language, the inflection that I need them to deliver in their voice, all that.
Yeah, I knew it had to be something to it because it's like the way they talking is like how you would talk, but it's like they talking.
For sure, right. Yeah. I be putting my sauce on that shit for sure. The vast majority of the motherfuckers that I've worked with, they don't have any like experience in acting. So I just kind of make them look like they do that shit. The look and how real that shit look, that's one of the most successful parts of my videos. So I really be trying to make sure to maintain that shit.
I seen you did a project with Lil Zay Osama.
For sure, my boy.
Yeah, how that come about?
Yeah, definitely shout out to Lil Zay, his management team, KM and shit. They would just talk to me about it like, man, motherfuckers got this little movie shit they want to do, man. I want to fuck with you with it, woo woo. And shit, I fucks with Lil Zay, man. I had Lil Zay in shit, a Black Chicago Be Like video before, so I think I met Lil Zay, I want to say maybe 2019, if I remember correctly. So we pretty much just been locked in ever since, shit, and motherfuckers actually put it together, and I just came and we just got to it for sure, so yeah.
Yeah, that shit was hard.
For sure.
And then like, I always knew he probably could kind of act just from his earlier videos.
Hell yeah.
Because he was saying like he directed a lot of that shit.
For sure.
Yeah, that shit was hard.
It was cool.
Y'all plan on continuing that? Or
I believe they do, but shit, I'm just pretty much waiting on that call from them and their team, shit. I'm for it once they try to reboot that bit. Oh, bro.
All right, now I got a question I asked Skinbone. I'm gonna ask you.
Oh, God.
And I asked him basically like, what was his biggest check he got out of this? And he had said 100,000 from Facebook.
Oh, God. Whew. That shit give me anxiety. I'ma just say that, you know, I've cleared over 50. I've cleared over 75 at one time. But as far as like what exactly, I'm not a flexer, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to be more low-key type shit. I talk my shit in rap sometimes. That's probably the only time where I woo, but as far as being like, man, fuck you talking about, I'm talking about, like, man, you heavy, woo! Like, I don't really be under that act, so, you know, just know corporate get to it. That's all, y'all. I make enough to take care of my kids. I'm fitting. Type shit.
For sure. So is there anything you do outside of, you know, like the videos and shit like that for income, or is this like your main source of income? Because I seen like, what's the dude, BFB Pac-Man? I don't know if he for real with this shit, but he said he was rapping and driving for the post office, but he was like a lit rapper at the time.
Oh wow, he still had a job. I left the post office in 2017. That was my last job. But nah, it's with this whole entertainment shit, it's so many different ways to make money. So, you know, I got bookings, I got money off of the actual sites, people paying me to be in their shit, which don't even include me posting that project to my social media. So that's another opportunity for another bag. A motherfucker, I'm talking, it'd be something simple like, bro, could you just put this outfit on, I take a picture. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I be taxing for everything. Like, I'm a taxing motherfuckers know. Like, corporate, my name corporate for a reason. Like, so I be on that. The videos, ha, woo type shit. Like, but when it's time for business and motherfuckers talking about services, have your shit together or get the fuck on. For sure.
So when did you decide to make this a career? Was that like off back, or I know you said you was doing it to promote the music at the same time, but like when did you make that decision like, oh, I could really make money from this shit?
When I left the post office in 2017, and even when I left, I found struggle. I was faced with struggle. I had lost my vehicle at that time, my vessel. The city had booted that bitch and I couldn't get the boot off, so shit, they sold it. And then was up for eviction shortly after. But And that was in 2017, the top of 2018. I worked my ass off for 2018, and then I had got my first big YouTube check November 2018 for 14K. And then after that, it was up. Yeah, I remember when I first got that motherfucker, hands was shaking on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had never seen that much money without being up to something. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I worked for this shit. So this what this shit feel like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. So
It make you not want to do nothing else.
on my mama, like, so I'm like, damn, that shit was crazy. I just been busting my ass ever since.
Yeah. So how long have you been into the music?
Shit, I started off even with putting words together. My junior year in high school was spoken word, and it went over into rap in 2008. I stopped writing in 2009 as far as writing on paper, so everything is just composed in my head. Actually, if I write this shit down, I can't even remember that shit. So, my motherfucker's I've been improving my craft and, you know what I'm saying, doing my shit for quite some time. And I'm definitely a force to be reckoned with.
You got any projects you currently working on?
The album, yeah. Definitely looking to drop the album before the end of the year, produced by D Brooks. Definitely shout out to D Brooks, me and him. He's like the main producer I've worked with over the course of the years. Shout out to P Flaws too, I've worked with him before. Shout out to It's Me, Mario. Work deal with him and his brother too, Fat Man Beats. So I done work with some other producers, but me and D Brooks got just a different type of relationship. Like it's been spanning over a period of time, so we finishing up the album now.
I know you mentioned your kids and spending a lot of time with them, and I seen you doing skits and shit with your daughter and shit like that. Like, do she plan to like follow your footsteps?
For sure, that generational wealth gotta create that. So it's just like, Brazil is my oldest baby, and she up the bat right now, leading the way. My 6-year-old, Milan Monroe, she already got the energy for it. I done had her some shit. I done had all 3 of them in different videos. But, you know, as far as Milan 6, and my youngest baby, Iceland, she 3. So Milan is getting ready. Brazil is, you know what I'm saying, already up the back. And, you know, Brazil, like, you know, she's always had it in her, even since she was younger, as far as even memorizing lines and shit. Like, quite honestly, like, what Gigi was to Kobe, that's what Brazil is.
So you have mentioned you freestyle. When you freestyle, is it just like some one take off the top, or do you punch in, or how do you do it?
When I'm mentally composing, it's just thoughts throughout the course of the day, and then I just retain it, and then I go spew it. But a lot of songs I didn't spit the whole joint in, so it's punching in type shit. You know, certain topics, depending on the vibe, like that shit'll just keep coming in. But for the most part, it's punching in for sure and just getting right through that shit.
So what you doing that, would you say like you got a good memory in general?
Oh yeah, I have the best, worst memory of all time. Like, I don't really forget my raps, but I be forgetting shit. Motherfuckers be like, you remember? Nah. Like, I barely remember what happened yesterday, for real. But even with the raps, like, that you gotta, your brain is a muscle. You gotta keep working that motherfucker. And even with how I compose and, you know what I'm saying, can put the scripts out and shit off the top, that keep flexing my shit. And even with raps, every once in a while I'll forget lines or whatever woo during the composing process, and that actually puts pressure on me to replace that forgotten line with something of equal or greater value. So yeah, it's just a lot of exercising going on for sure.
So what's like the craziest thing that you've seen or situation that happened during a skit?
One of the craziest things is like a motherfucker trying to send it up. Like, and it's just like, I don't know what was tough for real. I was recording a skit. I was on 147. And it was a skit that I actually had the Groovin' Gorilla in, and Katie Wilson. So the Groovin' Gorilla, he had just got off this flight. He came straight to me, and then Katie Wilson had pulled up. cause we all was gonna do the scene at the Baba's on 147. This dude go by now whole time. Me and Big Twan is in the front seat of my truck. They in the back, and my cameraman is by the driver's side getting my lines. No, getting Big Twan lines. Now, you know, motherfuckers just be on point. That's just how Chicago motherfuckers is. So as a car is riding by, it's just my natural instinct to look in the rear view until they go all the way down the street. Like, and they out of sight. So the car go by, but then they brake. And then I see the white lights, they backing up. So of course now motherfuckers is on point, like, you know what I'm saying? So cut, fuck you talking about? Motherfuckers trying to see what's to some shit. So Buddy hop out the car and he like, hey, Korporate. I'm like, oh God, hey, put me in this shit. Like, I'm just looking at him like, you know what I'm saying, what's to you, like, cause he kind of saying it like on some like, put me in this shit, little nigga, type shit, like, you know what I'm saying, hey, woo, woo. So I'm just looking like, you know what I'm saying, and he's still walking up to the car. My anxiety is just going through the fucking roof, cause I'm looking at him like, you know what I'm saying, what's to you? So he like, nah, bro, I ain't no shit, man, I just fuck with you, you know what I'm saying, woo, woo. Blessings, fist pump, you know what I'm saying. He, you looking like I'm trying to rob you or something, woo, woo. And I'm just like, I mean, in Chicago shit, you know how this shit go. I don't know you and you don't know me, woo, woo, type shit. He like, nah, I feel you, shit. I just fuck with everything you got going, woo, woo, I'm blessings. So he returned back to his vessel. Before he stepped back into the vehicle, he come back out like, hey, when you post this, hey, tag me in this. Hey, what's to you, G? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm thinking in my head. So I'm like, I don't even know you, bro. So now he just looking like, now like it's an issue. Now, whole time, I didn't already analyze the vehicle. It's only one passenger, and it's a female. Is the pussy worth it? Like, is it, like, have you even hit shorty? Like, I'm like, what's the relationship between you and her? Like, what are you putting this show on for? Like, you know what I'm saying? So he mean mugging. Big Twan on business already. He done already hopped out. No. What it was, dude get in the car. You know how that look like motherfuckers do, like, fuck you talk about, he get in the car and he don't move. The windows is tinted. So Big Twan, he already out. Like, so I turned to, now, the Groovy Gorilla. He from Boston, so he look, oh, my mama, his ass ain't know what to think. I'm like, hey, y'all be cool, woo woo type shit. I bop out. Big Twan at the car, you know what I'm saying? So I step up, like, so I'm looking like, you know what I'm saying, woo woo. Big Twan go, you know, by the car, dude let down the window. Now he looking at Big Twan crazy than a motherfucker. So I'm just like, damn, like, with the energy that you're giving off, I can only assume that you have a gun in the car that's so big, you gotta kick it to shoot it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you Popeye out here, like, you know what I'm saying? He looking at Big Twan basically like, how dare you step to my fucking vehicle? Now Big Twan is like 7 feet something, G. Big Twan like, man, motherfucker just trying to see what's to you, woo, woo. He like, nah, man, that nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember what he said, like he acting like that, woo, woo. Big Twan reinforces what I said, like, bro, this Chicago, you just hopping out, like, you know what I'm saying? Even how you was coming, the energy was off. And then he turned and looked at me, and I'm looking at him. I step out the car because it's like, at this point, it's not really too much more to talk about for real. You have a problem with me. So I don't know what the situation is, but shit, what's gonna happen at this point? So here I am. He look at Big Twan like, and roll the window up and just sit there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what the fuck?
He
like,
said the window tinted too?
Tinted.
He tweak.
So, you know, we just standing there looking like, okay, so what motherfuckers finna be on? Well, now Big Twan still standing right there. He may be able to see the shadow of his shit. And he looking down, so we don't know what the fuck going on. Big Twine like, well, shit, woo woo. I'm like, fuck it, we in the car. Ain't no way in the world I'm finna finish this scene right here. I'm not finna finish this scene right here. You know what I'm saying? Eventually he pull off. I pull off, I'm like, fuck it, we just finna go do the little woo wop at Baba's. And then, so you know, paranoia, woo woo. Before I turn the corner, I wait until he turn the corner so he don't see what direction that I'm turning in. I go to Baba's now, I got armed security up there. They was already waiting for me. I do the scene with no incident. I get word the next day that motherfuckers was placing a call talking about, yeah, corporate up here, woo woo, we finna get on his ass. I don't even know if that was in association with what just happened or was that a separate situation. So it's just like, I don't know, I'm man my business. I work and I goes the fuck home. But it's just like, that just show how critical shit can get. That shit could have got real bad right there when Fool had pulled up. And I can only assume that maybe they didn't act on what they wanted to do when I was at Baba's, because you got this big security with the mask on, woo woo, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, the shit is stressful. But it's crazy because shit, it's my job. I'm speaking for the land. It's not country club pills be like. It's not Creek be like. It's Black Chicago be like. Black being not in regard to ethnicity, but black as in the other side of something, like the black market. It's the other side of Chicago. So where it ain't safe, that's where I have to be at. Yeah. I'm telling stories, I'm painting pictures, so it just is what it is. Like, but you know, that's just the type of shit that happens on a regular day at the office. That don't happen too often. It's a lot of love. But that situation was a little more obvious. Other times I'll like feel bad energy. But I get a lot of love from the city, but I don't allow it to throw me off track to the point where I think it's sweet. Like, look, when they murdered Zach TV, that put me in an incredible dark place. Like, you know what I'm saying? Me and Zach TV, we were colleagues. We worked shoulder to shoulder. Zach TV was a great guy. We graduated from same high school, same year, like, you know what I'm saying? We both did our shit. And quite honestly, in my mind, like, motherfuckers will do that to Zach TV, they'll do that to anybody. He was a really great guy. Like, man, like, just cool. I'm a dickhead, for real. I'm not even gonna hold you. So like, you know what I'm saying? So shit, what do that say for the possibilities of shit for me? God forbid. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that shit just fucked my head up, and then just as different shit happens, like over the course of the years, even most recently, the shit with P&B, the shit with Duke the Jeweler, like, and I didn't know Duke the Jeweler personally, but I spoke with some people that did, and they were saying he was cool as hell. Like, he ain't being no shit, like he was getting to it, like he had his business, he was doing this shit, like, you know what I'm saying? And I heard the same about P&B. He was cool as hell. So it's just like, that shit just really put you in a really fucked up space, and, you know, a lot of people wonder why when they come up to me, why I'm tense. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, man, you not like how you is in your videos. Well, we not on 79th and YouTube. This is 79th and Jeffrey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, real life is real. I said in one of my freestyles, I don't even think I did put it out. In my shout out to Locker Films, I did a real life freestyle. And I said, and when I spit over that Jack Hollow shit, I said, when you see me in the street, proceed with caution. Real life is real life. Separate and know the difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause the nigga you see on YouTube is not the nigga you'll meet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference. Sometimes people could get the two crisscross and be expecting to see me and I'm playing. ain't shit funny in real life though. And I've said it in a few verses, like ain't nothing funny but the videos. Like, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes motherfuckers don't be getting that shit, so I don't know.
Yeah, people definitely don't be able to separate real life from YouTube and shit.
For sure, motherfuckers see me, say on God. I'm a grown man, I'm not a toy. Ain't no string in my back. Like, you know what I'm saying, type shit, so, you know, yeah.
Going back to that situation that happened when you said y'all done sent it up with the group of Gorilla, I want to apologize to him because I feel like, well, I don't feel like, I know like a lot of people twisted up my words. Like, it was a situation that I had with somebody, you know, a couple, like a month or two back type shit. And I was on No Jumper, and I ain't calling, they called me, and I said some shit, and they basically thought I said that he did something with another man, and I wasn't saying that. Like, I wasn't saying he was gay. I don't know. I don't care. It don't got nothing to do with me.
For sure.
I was just basically saying somebody shot at him. I never said what he did. I don't know what he did.
For sure, for sure.
Like, I don't have no issue with him, so I don't want people running with that narrative saying he did nothing with him, nothing like that.
For sure.
So,
but shit, clarification, Big Groove, is right there. That ain't gas.
Oh yeah. Another thing I want to talk about, I had seen the situation, I think you might have been in Miami, and Stephen Joe ran up on you.
Oh man, yeah, G.
You don't even know who he was when he ran?
G.
See, when I was a shorty, I used to see him on YouTube like back in the day, bro. He like trolling people and shit.
It's crazy, like when I tell you I've never seen his content, and that's with no disrespect to his shit. I just never saw it. So when he came up to me, he got the real me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he come up to me tweaking, and then I see somebody else with their phone out. Nah, we not finna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers get to doing shit on the phone and all that woo woo. Like, this is my brand. Like, I don't know what's to you, woo woo. He steady tweaking. He was like, man, you fuck my bitch. Woo woo. I'm like I'm talking about that. When I say that shit blew me to smithereens, G. Like, I got the tweaking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got the tweaking, G. Like, and before we could go anywhere else, he was just like, nah, my bad, woo woo. I apologize, but shit, he didn't get his content already. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that, G, it took forever for my heartbeat to come down, because I was like super blue. But yeah, that, you know, that's that walk around video activity that I be seeing. I guess I got to experience it for myself. Shit.
Yeah, I ain't really seen this shit recently, but yeah, he been doing this shit for a minute. Like, he just running up on random people.
I just seen one recently where he walked up to a billionaire black. Yeah. On my mama trying to tweet, for sure.
So, you know, before we close out, is there anything else you want to put out there, get off your chest, message, or shout outs, anything?
No, for sure, shit. You know, I appreciate Chicago so much. I'm a real fan of Chicago, and Chicago is a real fan of me. They know exactly what the fuck going on. I take Chicago wherever I go. Like, and that's just what it's gonna be. If I'm able to take the music to the next level or to them upper levels, then, you know, that Chicago energy, I'm taking that right with me. And for the most, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to take this film to Hollywood, taking the Chicago energy with me. Like, I'm repping Chicago forever. Like, I got the Chicago sound on my arm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love my city, and my city love me back. So I just appreciate Chicago and all the love that I receive from everywhere else. Like, motherfuckers that's not even from the land, like, they just super drawn. They fuck with me. They fuck with Chicago culture. They study the shit that I put out there to understand Chicago, appreciate Chicago more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just grateful, shit, for sure.
For sure. I appreciate you for coming through too.
Blessings, I appreciate the invite, bro.
Let everybody know how to get at you on social media.
For sure, Instagram, Korporate00, Facebook, Korporate00, those is verified pages. My YouTube page is Corporate Business, BIDNESS, that's a verified page on there as well. Corporate Code on Twitter, that's verified. Corporate 50 on TikTok, that ain't verified yet. They ass be tweaking, but one day.
Bro, let everybody know who got out you for the interview.
Who got up with me?
Yeah.
16, definitely hood. Put me in position, real nigga activity. I appreciate you.
Love, my boy.
Love.